Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to begin the first poem of this year's syllabus. You already might have gone through your books, and the first poem, My Mother at 60, written by Kamala Das, is a very beautiful poem in which Kamala Das describes the pain of departure, the pain of uncertainty. You see, the photograph here is the photograph of the poetess Kamala Das. She is also known as Madhavi Kuti Amma. She is a poetess of South India. Actually, this poem is derived from the thoughts during her way from home to airport in a car. At the airport, she again becomes melancholic with the uncertainties that she would meet her mother again or not. When the poet is on her way to the Cochin airport with her old mother sitting beside her, she looks at her closely and presents before us her image. She compares her with a corpse. The meaning of the words are given at the end of this video. Corpse means a dead body. Why she does that? Because her mother remains without any movement, just she has life but no movement at all. As she looks at her mother's pale and pallid face, she is struck with the horror and pain of losing her. Her mother is at an old age. Her health is deteriorating day by day. And the poetess is now going away from her home. She is not sure when she comes back she will be able to meet her again. The mother with the dozing face and open mouth is compared to a corpse. Here the poet shows the typical love and affection which is present in a mother-daughter relationship. The poet is pained and shifts her attention outside the car in order to drive out the negative feelings. This is actually a normal tendency. When we are sad with certain things, we try to change our attention. We alterate our focus on something else. Therefore, the sad, melancholic feelings sometimes may get transferred. So here she looks out from the car and watches the sights outside. And she is able to change her sad mood. Because outside the window, the scene is growing of life and energy. What are the things that she is able to watch outside? You might have already experienced while you travel on a vehicle, you look outside and you feel that all the trees, plants, or shops, etc., are running behind. She is also experiencing that. The rapidly sprinting trees alongside the merrily playing children symbolize life, youth, and vitality. When we see something very active, very joyous, we too feel very happy and joyous. The poet here is reminded of her own childhood when her mother had been young, whereas now she is encircled with the fear of losing her, and that has made her insecure. She is at the airport now to take a flight. Means she is going away from that particular place. She is getting separated, or she is going to get separated from her mother. Now this departure and separation creates a sad atmosphere, melancholy. As she bids goodbye to her mother, the image of the old, worn out mother in the twilight of years strikes her again. Here again, a simile is used to compare her mother with a late winter's moon, whose light is obstacled by fog and mist. As she looks old now, her personality is affected by it. In winter's moon, what happens? The moon is there, but its clarity is not there because of the mist in the atmosphere. The same way the mother, very active and young mother once, now at the end of her age, seems to be fading away. The poet is feeling the pain of separation, leaving her mother and going. Also, her childhood fear of losing her mother, which she feels that earlier was temporary but now could be forever, as she could die of old age, is haunting her. She is so pained that it is natural for her to cry, but keeping a brave front, she hides her tears and smiles. In childhood, when your mother moves away from you, you might have felt worries. Where my mother is leaving me and going away. Such kind of worries now too happen in her life. Now she is frightened, or she is worried at this departure point, because she is not sure whether she would be able to meet her mother again, because her mother's health is deteriorating day by day. Anyway, she bids farewell to her mother and keeping her hope of seeing her again alive, says, "See you soon, Amma." Dear mother, without much delay, we are going to meet again. Sure, be sure. She wanted to make a very cheerful atmosphere, though the inner heart is overwhelming with sadness. She hides her sorrow as she does not want to create a painful environment for her mother, and conveys her that as she is enjoying her life, similarly her mother should also be happy and enjoy her life. She is hiding her sorrow in order to make her mother happy. The poem revolves around the theme of advancing age and the fear that adheres to its loss and separation. It is a sentimental account of the mother's approaching end through the eyes of the daughter. Here, Madhavi Amma, you might have already watched that picture in the beginning, Kamala Das. This is the picture. Here, this single sentenced poem is actually her thought. Her thought about her mother. The seemingly short poem touches upon the theme of the final bond between the mother and daughter, smeared in the backdrop of nostalgia and fear. Here, the nostalgia of the past and the fear of the future without her. It's a short poem without a full stop. The poem is like a long sentence overflowing throughout the process. Just one sentence, it seems to be like. The poet uses different figures of speech to make better effect of poems. We will see them in the next class. Here are the new words that are there in this poem. Doze means a short light sleep. Ashen means very pale like ash. Corpse already we discussed. A dead body. Sprinting in this poem, it means that the movement of the trees as seen from the car. Spilling, the emergence of the children in great numbers, here it is. Wan, unnaturally pale as from physical or emotional distress. Ache, headache, backache. So this word is common. Ache means pain. Shall we just try to chant this poem? Let us focus on these lines as we chant this. Listen carefully, and you can also repeat this poem. My mother at 66, driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning. I saw my mother beside me, doors open mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport's security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, wan pale as a late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. As we finish today's class, let us see this picture once again. The poetess saying bye-bye to her mother at 66. Let us also, for time being, say bye-bye before we hold this chapter. I would like to tell you, go through this explanation again and again. I will be sending the question answers to you, and also the figures of speech explanation will be done. So go through them all. This is there in the first unit test exam. So study well, and if there is any doubt, please ask me. Maybe you may put a comment in this classroom app, not in the YouTube channel. In the classroom app, you may put your doubts, or my students know my number. You can call me in the morning at 8:30 to 11:30 at any time. Let us try to understand the poem in a better way and learn what is meant there with its accuracy. So, till we meet next, bye bye.